Welcome back to the pod. This is our first in real life podcast with guest Cameron here. Feels pretty good. We got a sick setup here in Santa Monica. Dope little backyard, actually front yard, but
Front yard feels like a backyard.
we got his incense from Bali. We got some cigars. We got everything, man.
Yeah, it's a chill vibe.
It's a chill vibe.
Chill vibe today.
But I'll let you introduce yourself, man, because I don't want to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for those who don't know me, my name's Cameron. I don't know how I met Jacoby, just through Instagram and our social circle, and we just linked up one day and really hit it off, had the similar frequency, similar vibe. And yeah, I'm a copywriter, so that's sort of my trade. Been traveling around, writing copy from various locations and meeting cool people like Jacoby, so.
Facts, man.
Yeah,
Kill it. Yeah.
That's me.
Pretty chill. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool to have him on here because, as you guys know, my podcast is more about people that are kind of going against the grain, making passive income, maybe from online. And Cameron's someone that does that. I know. Before you were what were you doing before that, and how long have you been kind of in this space? So I guess entrepreneurship and freelancing and kind of making your own way. How long's it been now?
Yeah. It's been about it's been over 3 years now.
That long?
Yeah,
wow,
since I've been copywriting, freelancing, running offers, this and that.
Yeah.
So it's been over 3 years, but before that, I wasn't really doing anything in the IM space. I was obviously just I was pole vaulting.
The IM space.
Yeah, internet marketing space. For those who don't know.
Nice.
Internet marketing. Yeah, it's kind of the term we use, but. So yeah, I mean, I was, full-time pole vaulter, athletes, training for the Olympics. Pole dancer. elite pole dancer.
Elite pole, yeah, we were telling some friends the other day, we're like, yeah, he's like, I'm a pole dancer.
Yeah, they're asking what we do. And obviously, we had to tell them that whole story. But yeah, I mean, that's basically how what I was doing before I got into this space.
That's sick. And what are you doing right now today?
Still same. I mean, copywriting.
Okay.
Freelancing, running offers more so, been more on the consulting side of things. So obviously, I have clients that I consult more on the higher level of marketing. So how they should run their funnel, how they should run their offer, just in general, what offer to run, everything from that. And on the side, I've honestly, personally, I just have so many people who reach out to me who are like, oh, I want to learn copy from you. I see you live a dope life, whatever. So I do have a small sort of group.
You ran a 6-week cohort recently, right?
7 week, yeah.
7 week. How did that go?
It went really well, dude.
It was your first time kind of doing
mentorship? Just first time. Just I had just got out of a bad client relationship, and was like, dude, I can't I can't do this anymore. I should be getting paid to run my own course, because that's basically what he wanted me to do, was create his entire course for him on copywriting. I was like, okay, for the amount I'm getting paid to do this, I could just create.
Yeah.
So that showed me that I could really create my own offer. And yeah, I just one day, it flipped the switch. It all came to me in a day, wrote the whole marketing, wrote the whole course in a week. Really? And then, then we just launched. And
how many people were in the crew?
So originally it was supposed to be 5, but I had 2 really good fits who reached out to me, so I opened it up to 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know I introduced you to the one guy.
Yeah.
How did he do?
He did well, but
is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's okay. I mean,
who knows?
Unfortunately, some people they take action, but they just,
you can't help those that don't want to be helped, right? You can give them the tools. You can give them. I've had many friends in the past too. Similar thing. They're like, man, it looks like you're living a sick life. I want to do that. I want to travel. I want to be, a digital nomad, work from wherever. And I'm like, look, here are a bunch of high value skills you can learn, but you got to implement them, and you have to, it doesn't come. It's not overnight, right?
Yeah.
It's not overnight. You got to really. I mean, he's been doing it for 3 years. So
especially with a trade like copywriting or what you do, running an agency or something like that. You have to become an agency owner, become a copywriter. It has to become your identity, for a bit. And some people don't take that step. For me, when I first did copywriting, I took that step like, okay, I am a copywriter now, and I don't care how long it takes until it happens. Like I don't care if it takes 2 years until I make my first $2,000. It's going to happen, and that's going to be
facts.
That's going to be the best sort of money I make, right? Because at that point you'll see that it's real, and if you can make $2,000, you can make 5, 10, 20,
That's why I love Alex Hormozi's quote where he says, you cannot lose if you do not quit. Right? No matter how long it takes you, you're going to eventually succeed. But it's those people that quit that that's when they lose out. Every time you start a new venture, it's like starting from ground zero.
Yeah.
Right? You got to relearn all those skills. That's facts. And people spend 4 years in university wasting tons of money, 30, 40, 50 grand a year, and get nothing out of it a lot of times if you're doing a generic degree. So what's 1 year, what's 2 years trying to learn an internet skill that's going to, set you up for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So, and I know you're super into like mindset as well, kind of spiritual, you pray a lot. Tell us a little bit more about that. What you're doing right now in the past 2-3 days.
Yeah, past 5 days almost.
5 days.
I mean, I did, granted, I did eat on Sunday night.
Yeah.
But starting Saturday, I just felt the call to just start fasting. I just was not hungry that day, and I was dealing with some stuff. I'll just open up. I just pretty much went through a breakup, so that was like kind of like, fuck, like what do I want with my life? This and that.
Recently?
Yeah.
Couple months?
Yeah, just very recently.
Oh man, dude, I didn't know. Sorry to hear.
No, it's fine. Yeah. But anyways, so that happened, and just didn't want to eat. I was like, what's the point? So felt really felt called to fast, and so I just fasted all day Saturday. Felt totally fine. All day Sunday until Sunday night, and then been fasting the last 2 days as well. So basically in total that's like 5 days.
Yeah.
Besides
you had a
Sunday
little
night.
feeding though, you said.
Yeah. I just had steak and avocado. Very nice keto.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Nice clean meal.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I like 3 days. 3 days is good. I've done 5, like straight 5, like solely water, like I told you, and it's steep. It's hard. Definitely try it at some point. I recommend it to people. But for consistency wise, I think 3 days is the sweet spot. 2-3 days. Yeah. Is definitely the sweet spot. But
yeah, I'm feeling good now. Like right now I just had some coffee. And yeah, feeling
Do you notice like you get more focus? What are the benefits for you? Because there's pros and cons I've found personally. But do you, like, obviously you're a little bit more tired. You have, it's harder to work out and etc.
Of course.
What are the pros?
Yeah, I mean the pros are just mental clarity.
Yeah.
I mean, I was praying yesterday morning, and it was just almost like in tears because I could like really feel that connection with God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. But for me, it was God, and like, I was just having a full-on conversation with God, and just like in tears because I was so inspired by like what He's given me, what I'm up to, what I'm creating. So like,
what was He saying? What did you hear?
I was just grateful for like everything I was creating, like the relationship I was in, the people I'm meeting, the business I have. Yeah, it was very inspiring,
That's cool.
But when you fast, like the thing is, like when you're fasting, like you become lighter, right? Like there's a reason why light is associated, and light, like heaviness light, as well as like the color light are the same words, So like when you fast, you become lighter.
I agree.
You know, and you get more of that like connection to light, right? So you just kind of empty out and as well as like health wise, like you just release a lot of the toxins that have been stored, like stored food and like stuff you haven't digested. You just give your body a break to like digest all that, release all the toxins. That's why it's hard for a lot of people, because like those toxins get released, like that stored food just kind of gets released into your body, and you start to get all kinds of emotional, irritable, and
the first few times, definitely.
Yeah.
And you're put at your edge.
Yeah. Okay.
We're still recording on that?
We're recording.
You're put on your edge, and it's you think about it, when you go to sleep, all your organs are still functioning, right? You're resting, but everything's still running, still digesting your food, right? So when you fast, it's like it's a full reset, which is
Yeah.
you never do that in your life. Like some people I know, like before I fasted, I'd never fasted for whatever 20 more years.
Yeah.
My body's just getting worn down from all that.
Dude, tell me about your 5-day fast. Like, how did you feel on that?
I felt good. I did feel good, but I'd say, obviously the first day is always the worst when you're fasting, right? And I definitely could not be doing physical activity on the 4th and 5th day. But like he said, it's perfect. You feel super light, almost like you're floating, almost on like, if you're trying to get some work done, or you're really trying to focus on something in your life, you just feel, I don't know, zoned in, just very zoned in. But you get that same feeling from 3 days too. So
yeah,
I don't necessarily see a need for the pain you put yourself through.
Damn.
Yeah. But then dude, I broke it. You're supposed to break it with fruit and juice.
But you just went all out.
I went all out, got some sushi, and I got like a steak, and I was just like,
yeah.
I was like,
you could get pains that way.
Yeah, I had a little bit of pains. Probably not the best. Post-fast meal. But yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Sick.
But dude, I want to hear about like your story. Like I honestly, like, we met, and for those who know, like, we just kind of met online, met up in person, like hit it off really well, started going places.
It's wild. Yeah, we've met a few times, here and there, but I feel like
I feel like I really don't know like your background.
Oh, you're the guest. I'm supposed to ask you the question.
I know, but like I'm so curious.
I mean, most of my audience kind of knows a little bit. Yeah, I'm from West Africa, grew up there. I started in the internet space about a similar time, about 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I'd say. But I come from a background of doing a lot of business since I was like 13, 14 years old. I've been running businesses, but more brick and mortar stuff.
Yeah.
So I've hopped from all the traditional stuff that people do, drop shipping, eBay, flipping sneakers, and then I had a used car dealership for a while, selling cars and everything from it's been a journey, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that kind of changed it for me is I was sitting there in college, and I wanted to travel, and I had all these classes, and I was like, this kind of blows. Like, I'm stuck, I'm trapped. So I was able to eventually schedule all my classes on like 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I'd work on Wednesdays, and so I'd have like a 4-day weekend. So I was able to do that, but then I said, how can I be the trifecta for me is financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom. Those are kind of the three things I was pursuing, and freedom being the number one thing, right? If my mom's sick in the hospital, I can drop everything and go see her for a month. So I wanted that, and that was kind of my motivation that pushed me into, I guess, this world.
Yeah likewise, for me it's always been, my biggest value has always been freedom to work when I want, like do when I want to, from where I want to, how I want to as well,
Like, we both worked a couple hours this morning, and then now we're here doing this podcast.
Exactly.
If we were working regular jobs, this would not be possible.
Not be possible. If we were in school, not be possible.
Yeah, dude. That's my. I don't know what else. What are the questions?
And then how'd you get started in like the agency space? Because that's like a very interesting, like the agency model. For me, I've never really vibed with the agency model, hiring people, having a big team, this and that. But I'm curious, like, how you got started.
I started in the creative space first.
Oh, okay.
I was a photographer, videographer.
Yeah.
And did that for a while. It was super fun. Got to travel, meet cool people. But the starving artist cliche is true.
Yeah, it really
right.
is.
I was just not making it. Also, I don't think I really stuck. If I had stuck with it for a while, I'm sure I could have gotten somewhere with it. But so I kind of pivoted from the creative space, and I kind of fell into the agency space kind of on my own. And I had a content writing agency first.
Okay.
And then just kind of explored the whole space, and then I got into a little bit of e-commerce, and helped a few different brands, and did some consulting and whatnot. So and because of my dropshipping background as well, I had kind of an understanding of marketing And I thought, well, how would I do this B2B and kind of offer services, you know?
Yeah.
And so then that's where I got into advertising. So I do social media ads for e-commerce brands.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant.
Yeah, dude. That's kind of the journey.
Yeah.
A lot of things in life you kind of fall into, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But dope, dude. Tell me about Bali.
Okay. What do you want to know?
How long were you there?
I was there for full 6-7 months basically. So pretty much half this year I was out there.
Why'd you go to Bali?
Well, first off, I had a client out there actually who invited me to kind of stay at his villa.
Okay.
You know, go all out,
yeah.
do the CMO thing. And
CMO thing. Okay.
Yeah. So that was my main client. And yeah, things were going well with him. Obviously, we were crushing out copy left and right. So I had planned to go to Bali way back last year in February, basically. So
cool.
I bought my flight in February, and then from there, that's basically how it happened. But yeah, that was the intention. Go there, work with him for 6 months, and basically just scale,
vibe. Yeah, just
vibe. Create content as well. We were creating content and podcasts like these, So that was sort of the intention. That's what brought me out there, and then it turned into something totally different. My idea.
Was your idea to go there for 6-7 months at first?
Yeah, already.
Oh, really? Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay.
Already, I had planned that. Basically, just moved there for at least 6 months to a year. That was my thought.
And that's what I've always heard. All my friends that have have gone out to Bali, they say you got to stay for 6 months.
Yeah.
Just to experience the lifestyle, minimum. 3 months, but 6 months.
Yeah, minimum.
But you were there at an interesting time too, post-COVID. Was stuff picking back
dude.
up? Was it still kind of died down?
Well, when I first got there, it was still pretty died down a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, I got there right when the borders pretty much opened.
Okay.
I think maybe a month after the borders had just opened.
Did all the Australians come yet?
Not quite yet when I was first there.
Yeah.
But 2 months in, that's when it got pretty packed, and then when I was leaving, it was even more packed.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
what's the ideal time for
ideal
Bali?
time for Bali is between the dry season, so between March, basically the summer, between March and October, essentially. When I was there, that's pretty much the prime time. Right now, it's rainy season.
Okay.
But it's also the summer over there since they're on the southern hemisphere, so it's also really hot. It looks like, just from my friend's story, it looks like the rains have kind of passed and it's super nice right now. But so I mean, year round you should be fine. But there is a rainy season. The last 2 months were really pretty crazy rains. So
where did you stay just in Bali, or did you go out to other parts of Indonesia?
We went around. I didn't go out. I actually pretty much just stayed in Canggu.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Just worked the whole time?
Pretty much, man. Works, parties, you can live a good life in Canggu, Body Factory, all kinds of parties.
Where are the go-to? Yeah, what are the go-to spots? Body Factory, obviously.
Yeah, Body Factory. I mean, I have a whole list on my maps that I can share with people if they reach out to me.
Yeah.
I can share you guys the full fucking tour guide. But
I have one from when I lived in Tulum too. I wrote down everything.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Dope, man. And then you've been also to a couple other spots too, right?
Yeah, Tulum.
Yeah. So we
Hawaii.
were in Tulum similar times.
Yeah, that's.
Did we? I don't think we met up in Tulum.
Just passed.
We just passed each other in Tulum. Hawaii. Before that, so when was your first trip? I guess. When did you first get into traveling?
I think it was Tulum. I was living in Arizona.
Doing pole vaulting.
And then also my last year of pole vaulting was when I really started to bring up copywriting. So
had you traveled internationally before that?
I think I've been to Mexico, maybe.
Cancun.
Yeah.
Family vacation.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've really traveled.
And what you're just I'm working online. I can't.
Well, the thing is, I had a lot of content creators for clients. So they're big name filmmakers, travel creators, some of the biggest people in that niche.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they are always traveling. They're always doing workshops, and so that was my first sort of thing to do as a copywriter was like, okay, go hang out with my clients in Tulum at this workshop, and go help them with copy, the marketing, and setting up funnels and stuff like that. So that was sort of my in into like this sort of world and space of travel creating and just traveling really. So it's kind of like a hack for me.
And that's cool to see too, like for the audience out there that maybe wants to travel a bit and work remote. You don't have to, there's many ways to do it, right? You can be a copywriter. You don't necessarily have to be the front facing influencer or whatever, to be going on these trips, right?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just about like providing value,
Yeah.
Like whether that's through connections, so through your network, like creating, like connecting these content creators to people they might want to meet, and then you're adding value that way, and they invite you to things and they get content of you, or whether that be like actually providing real like tangible value in a way that I do with like copy or marketing skills, or maybe it's for you, it could be like TikTok scripts, or wherever they're looking to scale in terms of their business and such. But let's cut these cigars open.
Let's do it, bro. Yeah. Chop these up.
Yeah.
When you first say copy, what do people normally think?
They think,
because I know when I first heard it, I was like, what is copy?
They think everyone thinks like copywriting with the R, with the hard R. So like when I say copywriting, they're like
legal,
legal, like, oh, maybe you could help me with this legal thing,
like lawyers and stuff.
Yeah. I'm like,
nice.
Not exactly. So that's the funny thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, let's light these the traditional way.
Yeah. So this, I've never lit these.
Okay. So this is called a spill. This is basically just the bottom. So in cigar cases, they come with like this wood on top, and it's cedar wood, and it has like a really nice like aromatic sort of scent to it. So traditionally they would just light this and smoke their cigar and light their cigar that way. So that's what we're gonna do today.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So just light this thing. Usually you'd use a match as well. So you do it like that.
That's great.
Yeah, it's kind of windy out here, but.
Do you light one too, or do we use the same one?
You probably use the same one, honestly.
Cool. Yeah, this man put me onto a dope book too called Way of the Superior Man, which I finished recently.
Really?
Yeah. It was a good one. Got it? You reading any new books now that you like?
Yeah.
Dope.
So that one kind of blew out. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know I put you onto that one. That's cool. I thought you had already read it.
I saw it on your post.
On my story.
It's dope. Yeah.
Or
On your story. And then I put it on to someone else. I love reading books and then just giving them to people.
Really? Yeah. I mean, that book changed my life in every way, shape, and form.
What would you say is the one takeaway from that book?
The biggest takeaway is your purpose comes before your woman, before anything. I mean, your purpose comes first. Like, if you think about it, the quote in the book, like, if you think about if you would rather have the perfect relationship or the perfect achievement goals, like, perfect fulfilled mission, you would always choose fulfilled mission. Like,
as a man.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, as a woman with a feminine essence, having a loving relationship is the epitome of success.
Exactly. I mean, like, as a woman, her man is her world, Like, her man is her world. She's always connected to her man through like her heartstrings, like in every way. Like she thinks about him in every way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, that's the feminine essence. Obviously, like, you know, it's not subjective to like, you know, oh, women should always be this or that, but like for someone with a feminine essence, that's what that means, right? You can be a man with a feminine essence.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the masculine and feminine, you know, polarity, right? You can have more of one or more of the other.
Yeah. But that's the big takeaway for me. Is like, just put your mission above everything. And anytime I'm going through like kind of either whether it be, you know, breakup, whether it be like unclarity on my purpose, you know, I think that book just really showed me how to get clear on what my purpose is. And if you don't know your purpose, what a guy should do is just
figure it out.
Figure it out, you know, and do what it takes to figure it out. Like sit there in silence. Go out into nature, sit on a rock for 3 days, fast, and do nothing until you have to do something. And then that's something that you have to do, whether it be like go pee or whatever the fuck it is. That's your purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
All right.
No, you have to. It's why I love spending so much time alone. And I have some friends that'll be like, "Man, dude, don't you get lonely?" And I'm like, "There's a difference between being alone and being lonely."
Exactly.
And I think as a man, you have to kind of get used to being alone, because that's when you find inspiration and where you can, you know, we find it from within and we go out, right?
Yeah.
And we create.
Yeah.
And so that's why I love my monk modes. I know you do monk modes as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I love taking those times to just disconnect, you know, do dopamine detox, get off phone, get off socials, get off everything, and build from a place of inspiration. But I think that's very important nowadays with a lot of men that are not living up to their fullest potential, just wandering through life aimlessly without a purpose.
The other thing, lastly, is like your environment. For me, environment has always been everything. Like who I'm surrounded by, what I'm, you know, what my environment looks like. Like those who know me know I'm very, very particular and very meticulous about like what I allow into my environment. You know, because same thing. Like I'd rather be alone than be around people who kind of either drag me down or have a certain listing of me that doesn't necessarily align with what I'm building right in life.
Facts.
So yeah, I mean, your purpose, and then second to that is environment.
Learning how to say no.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hard.
Yeah, I mean, just having standards, right? Like pretty much just having standards and not saying yes to anything that's below those standards, which is hard to do. It's pretty hard to do.
Because when the opportunity's there, you want it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What do you think about the people that say, you know, I see this is a trend I see a lot with a lot of guys, you know, they break up from a hard relationship or, you know, whatever it may be, and then they just go in the gym and they're just grinding and they're like, you know, I'm gonna just go super hard on myself, and then the person will come. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true to an extent. I mean, it's kind of like when you go through a breakup, you're severing the tie between you and that person. Like your heart will bleed, literally. You know, like it's like when you meet someone and you have a really deep connection, your hearts literally like connect in a certain way. And when you break up, what that means is you're like severing that connection in a lot of ways. And so yeah, it just helps. I think going to the gym really is like, it helps to just kind of like go through that healing period, because it's a total tear down.
It is a total tear down.
It's a total tear down. You got to tear your body down too,
physically to heal mentally.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's something you got to go through, and like you'll come out on the other side as a man. Like
how long was your relationship?
It wasn't that long. It was like 3 months, 2 months. Okay. So, but it was strong. You know, it was like very strong connection.
Because I have a bunch of close buddies that have just recently gone through some breakups, and it's very interesting to hear kind of what they've learned through those times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still I don't even want to really talk about it right now. Like I'm still
right.
like
You're still mourning. All
processing
right.
a lot.
Let's talk about GCC.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I didn't even know you were in it at first.
I'm not in it.
I thought you were.
No.
No?
No, I'm not in it.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
Yeah, but
never mind then.
But the thing is, like,
everyone's talked. People have talked about you in there.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about
you have a good
there.
personal brand.
I think it's just my network. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, like, I already have a lot of people in that network. You know, my client and my friend Arlen, who's like a good friend of mine. I met him like 3 years ago now, I think. And yeah, he's one of the board of advisors on GCC. Not only that, just like meeting a lot of the inner circle guys, and I just really networked along with the whitelist. So there's like a whitelist Discord server for those who got accepted to the whitelist.
Yep.
And
I just free Discord.
Yeah, and I just kind of like took a leadership role into the free Discord when that sort of popped off. But unfortunately, I just didn't get a chance to mint. However, I should probably pick one up. Pick one up. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean,
you know, I worked as a gatekeeper on that project.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Dude, we could have had a call.
I could have let you in maybe.
Oh,
no. But yeah, so GCC is basically a modern day gentleman's club for men that want to be better in life and be held to a higher standard, I guess.
It really is a top tier
gents
inner circle. If you do get a chance to sort of pick up an NFT on the open market, you should definitely do it. You know, that's still on my list of things to invest in for sure.
Gents Croquet Club, guys, go check it out.
Yeah.
But that's still, so let's transition then. How I guess I thought you were in GCC. So what are your tips for, you know, networking and building that solid, you know, kind of reach and your personal brand too that you've built over the past 3 years, being so married to copy and I know you even had it as your handle on Instagram for a while, Cameron Copy.
Copy Cameron.
What are kind of the behind the scenes thoughts?
Yeah.
With all that.
Okay, so all right, I'll give the full lowdown.
Give the full rundown. Yeah.
Yeah. So for personal brand, what you want to do is really focus.
Why is it important too?
Okay, so it's important because
a lot of people discard it.
Yeah, a lot of people like really just don't care about their personal brand, and it shows. Obviously, like Instagram, they have like 156 followers with like a picture of their dog.
Well, having low followers is not bad.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't matter what following count you have, really.
Sometimes it's better actually to have nowadays. Having less
truly,
is better.
for me, it was an advantage to have less followers, but now unfortunately I have a little bit more. It's not even that much, but like, you know, it's growing. But yeah, I mean, it's important because like it's basically your digital ID. Like, even if nowadays, even if you apply to a job, like let's say you apply to like Lululemon or something, they're gonna check into your Instagram. You know, they're gonna look at like what's your Twitter like, what's your Facebook like. I mean, they maybe won't check Facebook. I don't know, but like Instagram's the main one, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's important because like everyone looks there, everyone gets it. It's the fastest way to communicate who you are as a person. It's the fastest way because you have like just images tell everything, and then you have stories, and then you have
which is a double-edged sword though at the same time, because
a little bit
you can do it very poorly.
Yeah, if you do it poorly, it can have adverse effects as well. So that's what I was saying, like most people have like pictures of their dog, of their, you know, freaking college friends, high school parties, and this and that. Like, you know, it's not a good look sometimes. Some people don't really understand how to position themselves as like a leader, as like you know,
an expert in their field,
right? Like as an expert in their field, and that's what I want to share is like how to position yourself, like some tricks, tips.
You want to share that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll let him in. So basically,
well, first, what was your kind of? Were you on social media, you know, back in college? When did your awareness of I need to like because we look at people like, you know, Elon Musk and Steve Jobs, and they're synonymous with their brands, right?
Right.
And why is that important, right? You just kind of mentioned it, but when did that become aware to you that you're like, this needs to happen if I'm going to get into this world?
Yeah, I think when I first got into copy, I just invested into like a really expensive sort of mentorship and coaching program, kind of similar to the one I have now, but I just invested in that, and I pretty much went. I mean, that was one of the key facets of the course itself, was like how to brand yourself on social media.
Yeah.
So what I did was I started a new Instagram. So the Instagram you guys see now is completely new. It's like 3 years old, basically.
Okay.
But before that, I had IG since, I don't know how long, since like,
high school.
Since high school, basically. So but that's when my awareness of like, okay, time to brand myself really picked up, when I learned about how to actually brand yourself.
So what's 1 or 2 tips you can give people for free?
For free. All right, we'll give some freebies.
Some free value.
So there's some types of content you will want to post if you're trying to position yourself as a certain way. The first thing is to define what your archetype is and how you want to use your Instagram, who you want to meet. So the first step, obviously, like, define that. So if you aren't defining what you want in life, like, people think your dream life, like the life we live, is like something way out there that they can't achieve, but it's so close to you, you don't even realize.
It's so easy, actually.
It's so easy, actually. You just literally, all you have to do is define exactly what it is you want, how you're going to get there, like what service or skill you're going to provide, or product you're going to sell, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And like, you have to know yourself, so if you don't know yourself already, take the time to, like I said, go out in nature, spend 3 days fasting, sit on a rock, meditate until you know yourself, then organize your life around exactly what you want. And then if you, let's say you want to meet people,
you can create your own reality. Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Like, create your own reality, right? Like, create your dream life. So like, let's say you want to meet content creators, or you want to meet people in the club scene, or you really want to meet maybe it's like the tech startup scene or something like that. You just have to define who those key influential people are, and then where do they hang out, go to those places, and that's how you build your network. And then you create content around that, the type of content that they would like, that they post, right, on a regular basis. Become one of them, and then you'll, by virtue of being like them, they will like you, basically. Like, what it is to be likable is to be alike, right? It's not to be
alike. Okay.
Yeah, it's to be alike, right? Not to behave a certain way, but just to be alike, right? To have similarities, commonalities. So there's a lot to sort of a lot of rabbit holes right there.
I'd say yes. Study the greats in your niche or in your field, okay?
Yeah.
And don't copy them, but you can emulate them, right? You can use them as inspiration, and you want to, you want to be someone that they would want to network with and connect with, right? Exactly. And that goes for dating too, like the same kind of thing. You people always say, oh, I want this type of relationship. I want them to be, fit in this. I'm like, well, are you in the gym? Are you fit? Are you successful in the way that you attract what you are. So you got to be that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And as far as getting the actual content, this is what I want to share. Is there's a few different like archetypes. So there's different archetypes in that you can look at and emulate.
How many archetypes are there?
I don't know exactly, but like, just look to Hollywood. Look at the different main characters in Hollywood. Yeah. Those are the archetypes right there.
Yeah.
So emulate that type of archetype you want to create.
What kind of archetype are you?
I don't even know right now.
You don't know how to define yourself?
I wouldn't even know how to. What would you see?
I thought you had your thing defined.
What?
Like what's your
my archetype?
Yeah,
is
your archetype.
Like
travel creator.
Travel creator / copywriter, basically. Yeah, I'm kind of like marrying the two, like between travel creation, which is what I do, what I like doing.
Yeah.
Anyways, and copywriting, which is my trade, right? So business / travel lifestyle. So
spiritual too, a little bit, I'd say.
Of course.
Spiritual.
Always. I think that's what I want to share with the world, is like spiritual side.
I definitely see that. I definitely see. Yeah, you have more to share, honestly.
Yeah.
As far as the biohacking and the I don't want to call it isolation, but the inspiration derived from solitude. Because in a world today where there's instant gratification, we're lacking that delayed gratification and that kind of serenity and peace, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that can be, for myself, I had a very big social life about 3 years ago, and I've significantly cut down my circle of friends, significantly.
Really?
And one of the reasons why I choose to live on a sailboat is because it is very calm and I'm alone a lot, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
That, again, going back to that being alone, and so many people are like, why would you do that? I'm like,
Really?
what you gain from it is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you live a pretty unique life.
People, yeah.
You know?
People, it's not the go-to. It's not the norm, I guess.
It's definitely not the go-to. But yeah.
So yeah, you got to make those choices. Define what, if that's important to you, right? Then you gotta make a change, and change your environment too is also key.
Yeah, and the other thing, you really only need like 3 to 5 key photos that position yourself really well to have a good personal brand.
Yeah.
To where you can network with like the big names in your industry. When they look into your Instagram, they see you have sick photos. It's 3 to 5. It's like creates an air of mystique, and like you're busy and stuff. So
better to have 3 good photos than 20,
10 photos
10
with
photos.
3 good ones, and the rest are like mediocre. So make sure your quality is good as well.
That's cool. And do you so how does the networking work? Do you send out cold DMs?
Networking?
Yeah,
Networking
through your
wise?
Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, when I was starting, it was a lot of cold outreach, a lot
Cold
of
emails?
cold emails, some gangster cold emails I have as well. And then like video DMs, so filming an iPhone video of you talking for 1 minute and sending it to them.
Like a free audit.
Yeah, like free audit, free emails, free whatever it is that you provide for the people you really want to network with. So the thing about social circles as well is like they kind of have this sort of hierarchy, right? So you always want to be at the top of the hierarchy. So if you want to meet people get this flipped. They think, okay, if I can network with this one person, then I can maybe I can meet the person who's maybe a little bit higher status, more positioned than they are. But you should always start from top down, basically. So when you're reaching out to people you want to network with, again, it's just going to those events first. Like networking in person is always going to be way more powerful and effective than online. But if you don't have that opportunity, then go to the highest sort of person you want to network with first, and then obviously like make sure you have the skills to do that. Like you've been outreaching, you've networked with a few people, like maybe practice on the sort of the mid-tier.
Let's give some tangible examples.
Right.
What kind of events? Because I know people say, oh yeah, I'm trying to meet, my friend group is, they party and they just bring me down. I want to meet more like high value people.
Yeah.
And they go to the club or they go to the bar and they're trying to meet people at the club.
The snow leopards of society will never hang out at bars or clubs or any of the freaking places you normally go to.
I like that, snow leopards.
Yeah, I mean they're at elite events. They're at Monaco F1. They're at high value people. Go where the high value people will hang out with, like charity events. Like exclusive events, like even this NFT project thing. Like a lot of NFT projects might have like in-person events, and if you go to those, oftentimes you'll meet people a little bit higher echelon. Travel to the places they go to, Tulum, Bali, Cape Town. I'm going to like Hawaii. Like that's where my network.
And you'd be surprised at how small the world is, especially in these kind of locations. Some of them are not big cities. Bali's not huge.
No.
Tulum's not huge. It's like smaller than a college town.
Yeah, bro.
And you see people
just bump into
at the coffee shop,
and everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
Too. Everyone knows each other. So as long as you're like a good person, like that's why I said it all starts with like knowing yourself. And this is something that I have to continually return to, even this weekend, and this week, returning to who I am and what I value, what's my purpose, why I'm here. Talking to God, this and that. As long as you're like a person who knows yourself and you're pleasant to be around, like you're present, you're not like you don't have this monkey mind like running in the background. Like people can sense that energy, they can sense like the neediness.
What do you mean by monkey mind?
Just the chatter that goes on in your mind when you're not like meditating daily, or you're just eating junk food. You have this like low vibrational energy. People can feel that, and the high status people, the high value men and women you want to meet are not. Oh shit! Damn,
door just slammed.
Yeah, door just slammed. The high value people, the high value men and women you want to meet are not. They just don't. They don't operate on that frequency per se. Once again, they will like the people who they are alike to. Similar to. So again, become like them, and if you want to meet more high value people, become high value yourself, right? Like
going back to like what we said. Yeah.
I mean, it all comes back to that. Like become high value yourself. So that's the first step. That's the first step always, and the last step too. Like always return to that.
Be who you want to attract.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. That's good, bro. That's solid.
Yeah.
Dude, so I took you out to my boat, and you had a little accident.
Oh my gosh.
What happened?
I need to explain myself.
You need to explain yourself here, bro.
All right.
Never been on a boat before?
Dude, okay, so here's what happened. So Jacoby, I was in San Diego, and Jacoby lives on a fucking boat in San Diego. And to get to his boats is...
It's not a regular boat. It's not in a marina. It's anchored out.
Yeah, it's like anchored out. And so we had this mini boat, like this...
A dinghy.
This dinghy, right? And I had never been on a dinghy, just so you know. I had never been on a dinghy, but, I was like... Whatever. So I just went on the dinghy. I was like a little bit nervous, but like it was fine. Like we were floating out there on the way to where his boat was.
Like 4 people. It was maybe slightly overloaded.
It may have been slightly overloaded. Anyways, I'm the first. So Jacoby gets off the boat gets off the dinghy into his boat, and I decided to stand up naturally, right, to get, because I was like literally the next person up. I had my shoes on, I had my pants.
You had your bag with your laptop, you had everything, bro.
Laptop, like, I was ready for the city, and basically we capsized. Because
I just remember looking back, and I just see the whole boat submerged, and Cameron's face is just like, like he was. I don't know. Did it go up to your knees or up to your?
I was in the water.
You were swimming?
I was swimming out. We were all swimming out there, bro.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh! Because I mean, the first thing, like Jacoby, you just went off the boat, like no instruction, no anything. I had never been on, so
I just hopped on.
I mean, I didn't tell you. Maybe I didn't communicate.
It was on me. I should have. Since then, every time I bring people on my boat, I make sure to tell them, okay, step here. Don't stand up suddenly because it'll throw it off balance. And I have a second dinghy now that's a lot more stable.
Okay,
so
great.
It's a blow up, so it doesn't sink.
Oh, sick.
So that's pretty nice. It's a.
But yeah, I mean,
like
we
skiff.
capsized. We flipped that thing.
Yeah, my motor's completely submerged into the water.
Fuck.
And so then for like 2 weeks after that, I had to row to shore.
Oh my gosh, man! I felt so bad after that.
20 minutes.
I was like, man, this is all my fault.
No, but he was shivering, so I felt so bad.
Oh my gosh, it was so cool.
It was a great, funny moment though.
Yeah. Anyways.
And we made it alive.
That's what happened.
I've actually never fallen off my boat.
Really?
No.
Oh, good.
People always ask me that.
You never like.
I've never fallen in. No, I mean, I jump in, but I've never fallen.
Mm.
Even in rough seas, I've never fallen in.
Damn.
Knock on wood, because it was probably gonna happen eventually. But yeah, never fallen in.
Good, man. Sweet.
So what's your next adventure look like?
I was thinking back to Bali for a bit. I don't know, like I said, environment's like super important for me. So I was considering it. I still have to talk to a few people, see if it's like a good move business wise. I have a few clients who are out there, and yeah, so maybe back in Bali for pretty much the holidays.
You're not gonna spend Christmas with your family?
That's what I was considering, right? So
yeah, man.
I don't know, but after that, for sure, we'll be in Cape Town between January and maybe March, April. So be there 3-4 months, and then for whoever's out there, I'm sure. I know a lot of people already really want to go there. It's gonna be very.
It's on my list. Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be very popping this year.
So maybe
stuff's opened up again finally.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even a little too crowded, but we'll see. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a sick time with all the people I'm gonna be hanging out with, and then after that, potentially back to Bali or potentially.
So you're trying to you love Bali, man. You're
well, I mean, the thing is like.
Once you go and you leave, it's nothing's like it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what you have until it's gone, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What about LA? Everyone wants to come to LA.
Everyone wants to come to LA as well.
Why do you think it's so hype like that?
I don't know. Like a lot of people come here. A lot of famously, actually, I was just sitting down next to this like actress who's in Mission Impossible the other day. She was like right next to me, just on the call. Yeah, it's cool. So I mean, a lot of people are here, but it's not all it's made out to be, unless you're kind of like from here. Like the people.
You think it's overrated?
A little bit.
Oversaturated.
Just definitely oversaturated. A lot. You know, there's a lot of people who try to come out here to do the acting, modeling thing. I don't. That's not really my network. But if that's your network and you want to do that,
this is the place to be. You got to be here,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is the place to be, especially for like creating content as well. Like, it's just a big place, you know. I mean, there's just so much so many opportunities. But it's not all it's made out to be. There's a lot of homelessness. There's obviously a lot of traffic. It's very, very expensive. So lifestyle-wise, may not be the place. If you work online like we do, and you like to travel and you like to do this and that,
there's better spots.
There's better spots, right? There's much better spots. So.
But if you are in that industry, yeah, you do kind of need to be here.
Yeah, I mean,
although I do have one friend that he was able to take some time off and travel too. So it just depends. But it's rare, because when I'm here in LA, it's very rare for me to meet people born and raised here, right? And you grew up here, right?
Yeah.
Born here?
Yeah, I was born.
So born and raised in
Downey.
In Downey, which is kind of rare. So you have an interesting.
A lot of people are from here.
I mean, a lot of people are from here.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's just my circle, but I meet a lot of people that have moved here.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a different perspective of LA being from here for sure. Like growing up, going to the city, like in high school, like having adventures in LA, this and that, you know. So
you've done it, you've seen it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sick. When's your next monk mode?
Kind of on one a little bit right now with these next sort of challenges and habits. New habits for me is like no phone, obviously in the first 30 minutes of the day. Tai Chi in the morning and prayer, and then cold showers. And then I've also been on like no caffeine the last like 2-3 days. Like today was the first today, and 2 days ago I had coffee, but before that I was like drinking coffee every day. So I think I'm gonna go back off coffee. I feel much more clear without it. So no coffee, fasting, 3-day fast every other week, or basically every week, Monday through Wednesday every week.
Fasting every week
for 3 weeks.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm on kind of like a 21-day month, basically.
Interesting, I like that.
And then Cape Town is going to be for sure solid monk mode sprint, like more integrated into an actual lifestyle where I'm focused on my business and focused on my habits as well. I think the thing about monk mode, why it's so attractive for a lot of men, like I noticed, like even before I even called it monk mode or whatever, you get your strength when you have challenges. Like a man grows through challenges.
Once again, way of the superior man.
Yeah.
A man is not a true man unless he's living life on the edge and in discomfort.
I love that quote. Yeah, I love that one. And know your real edge too. That's the other thing. Know your edge and live at that edge.
And your edge is constantly increasing, right? So, like for me, I did a day fast. I did 2 days fast, and then I had to push it to 5 days to stay competitive, right? So you're always pushing it.
Yeah.
Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I mean, there's always
and then integrating it into your life as well. What would you say? Because for me, I love the monk mode times, and I've been doing it for a while, even before I heard that term.
Yeah.
I called them 30-day challenges.
Same.
I had a list of just different habits I wanted to integrate.
Yeah.
And every month I'd add a new one, and I'd try it. And if I liked it, I'd continue doing it. And if I didn't like it, then I'd exit. And if it was something I could integrate in my life, I would.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it started for me.
Yeah, likewise. Same thing. I mean, I've been doing stuff like that since like 2016 maybe, like when I was first getting into just
when did you start getting into self-development?
Like being an athlete, I'll be honest, like the first time I really got introduced to the world of copy was in 2014 with this guy, Jason Capital, and he had like some dating products online. So there was this cheerleader I really wanted to date in high school, and yeah, I mean, I'll just say the ebook, it worked, right? And so that's when I got introduced to like email marketing.
You used you used the copy from him for a date.
Yeah, basically. So he was selling like a you know, how to get women type of
like pickup.
Yeah, it was like pickup, right? Back in high school. This was back in high school, okay? So
and it worked.
It worked, yeah. I mean, it worked, and actually, yeah. I mean, I had like a really awesome social circle from dating that one cheerleader, basically. So, but yeah, I mean, that was my first introduction to the world of copy, though, because all of those products were sold with emails, with sales pages, video sales letters, upsells, downsells, courses, this and that, you know. So that's how I really got into the course creating space. And then at the events, at one of his live events, he pitched like learn copy, like a copywriting bootcamp, and that's when I knew, like that's when I made the switch, like, oh wow, like this is what I should be doing for money. But then I just focused all on my purposes: pole vaulting, going to the Olympics, and
so it was more sidetracked.
Yeah, it was more of a side.
It is interesting because once you start, looking into it, it's everything. Every product, every course, every service is sold with copy.
Right.
And I know a lot of guys who, that's one of the pain points of their business is getting more customers. It's always, how do I get more customers, right? What are some easy tips to implement in just like cold outreach and you ever read the book Fanatical Prospecting? I'm sure you have. No?
No.
It just talks about like sales and being very persistent and obviously, law of averages, and it's a numbers game and that kind of thing. But what are some tips to kind of increase your, let's say open rates and whatnot when you're doing cold prospecting?
I mean, there's tricks and tips you can do, but at the end of the day, like, dude, if you have a love for your clients, if you have a love for the offer you're putting out there, the more love you can put into your offer, the more it's going to sell. Like the product,
so personalizations are key.
Yeah, I mean, the product and the offer is going to sell itself if you have a deep love for it, right? If you have a deep love for your markets and a deep love for the problem you're solving for them. So nowadays I don't like do all the tricky, like sales.
So you think it's overrated? You think just personalize it and straight up?
No, like you need to have good copy, of course. Like you want to have the best copy to sell your offer. But I don't work with people who don't have a deep love for their market and their offer. Like,
okay.
I've just, it just won't work. Like no matter what I do, like you could have the best copy out there, but if customers nowadays are very smart and they see right through like all the tricks and like tactics and like funnels and stuff like that. Like they see right through it, right? So
VSLs.
Yeah, like VSLs. I mean, unless like I said, unless you have a deep love for your market, your offer, and your offer is like really good, then it'll work. Like it'll work almost no matter what you do. You could have like a simple freaking sales page. Like for example, this guy, I forgot his last name, but Josh. He's like look up like the detox dudes. You could tell that dude has a deep love for what he does, and his funnel looks like shit, but it sells really well because it's a good problem he's solving, and because the offer just sells itself, right? So obviously he has good copy there too, like pretty decent, like mediocre copy. It could be better, but it's like decent copy. That's all you need if you have a deep love for
the problem you solve.
For your offer, your clients, and the problem you're solving. Not the answer you maybe wanted to.
That's good, man. That's good because I know a lot of hustlers out there. It's a numbers game. You just got to reach out to more people, and it's demotivating sometimes because you're not getting hearing back. But maybe you need to change your offer, change the problem you're solving.
The crazy thing too is that the universe will always take it back. Like if you do the sort of the shady dark lord internet marketing type of funnels, with ClickBank, and then you could go dark into it, right? So, but the universe will always it has this natural sort of karmic equilibrium. The guys who make money from that kind of stuff, they end up in divorces. They end up it takes
from tricking people into courses.
Yeah,
and then those kind of
like
those
the
guys.
unethical stuff. Like, the universe just takes it back. So there's always that balance. So just put love into what you do, no matter what it is, even if it's writing copy or providing a service or whatever it is.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What are you said you're reading a lot of books right now?
Not necessarily. Starting to get back into reading.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up Reality Transurfing.
Yeah, that's on my list.
I know it's a heavy one.
It's a heavy one.
Yeah.
I'm doing Atlas Shrugged right now, and it's deep, dude.
Some more heavy ones. Charlie Munger's what's it called? Almanac. The Almanac of Charlie Munger. And there's this cool manifestation one. It's a little book. It's really cool. It's called Creating Money. It's very about like manifesting sort of affirmations, different affirmations you can use to sort of build abundance in your psychology.
Yeah.
That's, I think, is very important. So I'm reading those kind of 3 books right now. Some biographies as well. I switch it up quite a bit nowadays. Every night I'll read like 30 minutes before bed. Whatever it is, I just switch it up, whatever I'm feeling interested in. So it's not like I have like a set one book finish. I'm very like
I'm like that too. I'll read, if I'm not interested, I'll put the book down.
Yeah.
If I'm not gonna finish the book, and I learned that from OG guy. What's his name? Why is it slipping my mind?
Grant Cardone.
OG internet marketer.
Ty Lopez.
In his garage, Lamborghini, books, knowledge. He said that. He said, listen, if you're not interested, you can put it down. In the same way, you watch a YouTube video and you skip through it if it's not interesting. And most of the times, the second half of the book is the less interesting part because the author's just trying to finish, right? They put their best chapters first.
Just here in my garage.
I'm here in my garage. No, he did well though, but he had some mixed stuff. But that was like the first. That's actually he's kind of a low key inspiration.
Yeah.
One of the first people to really get into internet marketing on a grand scale.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he does more like the who style of marketing. So there's two types of marketing you can do in this game. Is like who style marketing, which is really the who is like, the Lamborghini, your
paint the picture life.
Yeah, like I'm better than you because and it works. Like obviously, like even people like Iman Gadzhi, like my friend Harlan, like they're playing the who game, which it works. Like I even played the who game a little bit too. But then there's the what game, which is like actually what can you provide for clients. Like if you can compete on the what, meaning like the results you provide for clients, the results you get people, you kind of win the whole game. You can play both, like play the who game, play the what game. But the what is really, like I said, the love you have for your clients, your customers.
Love for your craft.
And your craft and actual results, right? Like at the end of the day, it all comes down to that. But Ty Lopez was a big guy who played the who game. Won that game too.
Who are other big who marketers?
Like
digital
I said,
marketers right
Iman
now?
Gadzhi.
Iman Gadzhi's notorious.
That's a who. Like when you look at like they're playing the who game, right? Like you have to understand like it's who is this person, right? Like how do they what's their status level, right? The who game is all about status. The what is all about results, right? So some other big who's in our niche, I'll just name drop like Grant Cardone, like I said,
Hormozi,
or Ty Lopez. Actually, Hormozi's more like the what.
He's
right?
more of a what.
He's more of
he
the
provides
what.
value first. Yeah,
right.
That's true.
Like I have nothing to sell you, right? That's the what.
That's true. Yeah,
right?
acquisition.com.
Yeah, exactly. So Hormozi's more of a what type of. He's playing the what game, right? So when you understand that,
that's very valuable.
When you understand that, you can kind of unwrap your mind around like how you've been influenced, right?
No, and you get so calloused from all the marketing nowadays. That's true.
Yeah.
Have you read his book, The $100 Million Offer?
Yeah, of course.
Great one, dude.
Great
book.
The naming products section is what I use on a
That's
weekly,
like a Bible.
monthly basis.
That's a Bible.
On the naming products section, so you should go check it out if you haven't read that.
$100 Million Offer. That was a good one. I'm feeling chilled out, dude.
Yeah, feeling energized actually.
You're feeling energized?
Yeah.
Ready to go? What's your goals for one goal for the end of this year? You know, we're the last quarter here. Got a couple months left, 2 months.
I have a few major goals. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm in kind of like a weird transition stage right now in my life. So I mean, the goal is utmost clarity of where I'm taking things next, like the next big step. Like, I know that what I set my mind to, I just accomplished.
Is it a revenue goal? Is it a location
It's not necessarily.
goal?
It's more of like a purpose goal, right?
A purpose goal.
A purpose with my career, with my business from copy, and like, you know, maybe I want to transition to more like CMO clients, or maybe I want to run my own offer, right? So that's the thing I've been thinking about.
So you want to maybe start, you know, doing more of these courses, cohorts, and training?
Not necessarily. I don't know if
Or
I'll
you still love the
teach
freelancing?
copy. Like, for those who reach out, of course, you know, if you're in a stage where you're wanting to learn copy, if you have that deep desire, I could show you the ropes. I could show you how I made my clients, like, you know, like $1 million launches with like people like Sam Colder and you know, other people I've worked with. But I could show you that ropes of how to become an email marketer. That's easy, and I still do that, right? So I still have clients for email marketing and overall funnel stuff. But what I'm
You've worked with some dope dudes, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm very fortunate to work with some really cool guys in the creator space. But yeah, I mean, I can show you how to do all that stuff. And like, for me right now, I'm sort of in a transition. Like, yes, I can do that, but do I want to be sort of known as the copy coach? You know, maybe not, right? So it depends on what I'm really defining my identity. So my goal with the last quarter here is just get that very clear, set up properly for the next you know, January through March sprint, and just go all out in January with whatever that soul goal, that purpose kind of reveals itself to be, right? So that's where I'm at right now.
I love that, man. The end of the year for me is always a somber time too, because I'm always I'm reevaluating. You know, I set all my goals at the beginning of the year, and you know, unfortunately, sometimes you don't hit all the goals. So you know, you kind of have to recalibrate and see where you want to take it the next year. And yeah, I have a couple goals that I more personal goals that some I don't want to share, but you know, it's very cool to see when you actually are able to achieve those things you set out to do. And so you what is the, you know, you said January to March, what's beyond that look like for you, like next, let's say 3 to 5 years? Have you thought about that far ahead? I know it's a number, it's a while.
I mean, by that point, I'd probably have some investment. I think, honestly, one thing that I think would be super sick is like owning my own sort of rental properties around the world, like Airbnbs.
Yeah.
So place in Bali, Cape Town, Tulum, or wherever. So like owning my own property, I think obviously like would be the next step.
Tri-locational.
Yeah.
Where the main spots. So Cape Town.
Yeah, I got to travel more places, of course, to see what I really vibe with, where I want to sort of create a home base if I want to do that. But right now I'm just enjoying the exploration of like seeing what's out there, what I really love, like the networking that comes with that. Just traveling with my network, you know. I think
Discovery trips, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm at right now. I don't really have any set plans to like, okay, now it's time to, you know, really settle down, right? But I think in the next 3 to 5 years, by that time I'll be like 30-ish, you know, be time to. I mean, at that point,
have you checked out Puerto Rico yet?
Not yet. I haven't checked out much of South America. I really want to. Yeah, I mean, Brazil should be fun.
I'm gonna be in PR in 2 weeks. But dude, that's great. I think I'm similar spot too. I'm just kind of exploring, traveling. I love doing these extended stays that Cameron does too. You know, you meet a lot of people that go for a week or two, but it's really important to just kind of just immerse yourself, and you can really see the lifestyle when you're there for a couple months. But yeah, I've always wanted to set up a home base somewhere, so that's definitely on the horizon. Whether it be, you know, Costa Rica, Bali, one of these, you know, places that are exotic and tropical.
Have you been to Bali or?
I've not. No.
Oh wow.
It's there. It's
okay.
soon. But yeah, I want to be like tri-locational at some point. do 6 months one place and then do 3 months, 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, for sure,
That's
this year's going to be a big year to scale my business to, 6-figure months and then beyond.
Nice, man.
So I think next 3 to 5 years should be.
Where can people find you if they're, looking to reach out about some help with copy or, adjusting their offer? And
Yeah, definitely just DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is my name with 2 underscores on the back. Maybe it's 3, maybe 2 or 3. So
I'll put all the links below.
Yeah,
so you guys
put the links below.
You
could go to my Hoobie link as well. So it's just ho.be/Cameron Cruz, and it'll have all my socials and place to join my email list as well, which I never email to, but sometimes I'll get some inspiration. Actually, I was working on an email the other night, so may send out something soon. But
how big's your email list?
It's like 100 or so people or so. So, I mean, it's nothing crazy, but
That's
just core people who want to see what I'm up to.
I need to set that up. That's good.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy, but it is a very intimate place, I think, where I can share like more of my thoughts and more of the intimate stuff that's going on behind the scenes.
Cool.
Yeah.
One last question for you. What would you? It's kind of 2 questions in one. If someone's looking to start pursuing a lifestyle like ours, let's say, for example, where would you, in today's age, right now, what would you say is the one highest value skill? Obviously, you're biased towards copy, so if you want to say that, that's fine. And then 2, what's some advice you would give to your younger self? Let's say your high school aged Cameron.
Yeah, I mean, as far as skills go, there's new skills that are popping up. Copy will be around for a while. I mean, you won't go wrong getting into copy. Like, I know copywriters who've been writing for like 6 to 10 years, I mean, it's a skill that just everyone really needs, no matter what the industry is at a certain level. I mean, yes, there's like the AI copy, that's like the copy AI stuff, but it's hard to replace human creativity in a certain way. And so, I mean, people are always looking for a copywriter. Plus, the other thing is like, you're not just providing value through like revenue. Like at the end of the day, you're in the revenue business. If you're in the copywriting business, you're in the revenue because you're increasing the revenue of someone's offer and business. But yeah, I mean, you just provide so much more value by taking just like taking projects off the client's shoulders, like automating things for them, and then just like providing confidence to their copy and this and that, right? So copy is a great one, but there's also new services like TikTok. You can run like a TikTok agency. I know a few people who are like Instagram reel editors. If you want to do video editing, especially if you're trying to network and do things like what we do, like travel around, like you have to have good content. And so I would recommend doing some type of mix between like creating content for clients as well as like providing a deeper level service, whether that be like Instagram reels or TikTok scripts or any type of online business service like running ads. It has to be service based. If you're just starting, is the easiest way to get into sort of what we do is just with providing the service, and then from there you can work up to like creating your own offer, your own course, your own this or that, right? Or just go very deep in what you like. Like you might have a different personality than I do, right? Like you might be more process driven. For me, I'm very like creative, very intuitive type of guy, and very reclusive as well. So copy is a good match for me because I get to kind of tuck myself away and just write a bunch of words. But for you might be more social, more outgoing, more process driven, more analytical. Then ads might be the way to go to provide values and such. So I mean that's my advice for people who are trying to get into what we're trying to do. And obviously, like if you want to learn how to become a copywriter or an email marketer, you can obviously hit me up and I can see if it's a good fit and see if I can help you. But other than that, like advice to my younger self, dude, high school self, Wow.
There's a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have to think back to what he was dealing with. I think focus on measuring things more. Like, I think if I had like been more, less sort of, if I had measured my stuff more, like my income and you know, got into business even sooner, I would have a bigger head start than I already do. But yeah, I think get into business sooner, measure your finances, measure like
track everything.
Track stuff, like track
That's very key.
Yeah, tracking is a big key that I had to learn later on, that I still kind of struggle with. Like the tracking side, the number side, for me is like, you know, I don't like to do.
I love that,
like,
man. That's my go-to.
Spreadsheets.
Yeah. I love spreadsheets, man. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean,
Keeping track of everything, budgeting.
That's what I hate.
Really?
That's my kryptonite.
I love it. I love the 30th.
But not really.
I love the 30th of the month when payroll comes around.
I love that too. Like,
Yeah.
I love tracking, like the
seeing
revenue.
it grow.
Yeah, that's the
fun, man.
That is the fun part.
It's like a game.
And that's what I would invite my younger self to do, is like be more stronger on the management side of things with your life, right? So
Some solid advice, man.
yeah.
And once again, yeah, if you guys, are interested in advertising, you need some help with advertising copy,
Yeah.
obviously reach out to us on Instagram. I'm gonna
Yeah,
drop
of
both
course.
those below. But yeah, that's a great little wrap up pod. You have any last words you wanna say to the people?
Dude, that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you guys made it to here, like, appreciate you listening to me and Jacoby finally like get to really catch up.
Sit down. I know we talked about doing one. I mean, the ones I've done before are all on Zoom. If you guys, most of you probably listen on Spotify, but if you do have, follow the YouTube channel as well, they've been all on Zoom. So I'm super stoked that we can actually do this in person.
Yeah.
Waited for him to come back from Bali for this. So, yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me on.
Of course,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
Okay.
All right. Peace out.